This is a call from Maydal Penitentiary. You will not be charged for this call, as the inmate will cover its costs. If you would like to accept this call, please hold the line.
Hey, it's Phil. You know, from Duskwood. How are you? Better than me, I hope. Sorry for disturbing you, but I just don't know who else to turn to. Guess you made a lasting impression. Listen, I'm innocent. They put me in here because of my connections to Michael Hansen. You hear me? Michael Hansen. The police won't even listen to what I have to say. They've already put a...
Attention, the inmate's credit has been used up. Your call will end shortly.
I'm running out of time. You have to prove that I'm innocent. I'm counting on you.
Hey, well, that wasn't just any random scream. There was someone shouting my name, that's for sure. Straight from the forest. Wait a sec. I'll turn on the camera. Huh. All quiet now. What if that was Hannah? What if she needs my help? I think I saw someone.
Hey, I hope I'm not disturbing, but I need you to tell us on the phone. I'm currently on my way home, and I just heard this. They found a corpse. They didn't release much information, but it seems to be female. I don't know if the others heard it yet, but I phoned them right away and started a good conversation. I'm really concerned. Talk to you later. Okay. You ready? The legend of the man without a face is as old as Duskwood itself. He lives deep in the forest and roams the street of Duskwood at night. He marks the doors of the biggest sinners with a sign of the raven. And in the night of the first new moon each year, he makes his return to the market houses. He's taking every single person in the building. Men, women, children, guilty or not. Supposedly he takes them into the forest, and they never come back. Creepy, isn't it?
Hey, something terrible happened. Dan had a car accident last night. He must have lost the control of his car. It flipped over several times. Doctors don't know if he's gonna live. That's all my fault.
Hey, thank you for talking to me on the phone. I wanted to be home before it got dark. Oh man, unbelievably Cleo and Thomas were going to break into that basement. I mean, what did those two think they were going to find? There isn't anything in there. And what if I will be unable to get a hold of them now? Does that mean Phil is seriously going to call the police? Damn, it would be the last thing we need. Hey, listen. It's been almost exactly 10 years now since Jennifer disappeared from Duskwood without a trace. She had been on the way to her dad's, but she never got there. The whole town looked for her, without pause, until her body was found by an employee of the lumber mill. The police was so sure it was murder, until the autopsy concluded that Jennifer had injuries which not could have come from an attack on her. It turned out that Jennifer had been hit by a car and that she had died on the side of the crash. I don't know, the driver must not have seen Jennifer on the dark road on the outskirts of Duskwood. And to hush up his crime, he buried her deep in the forest so that she may never be found. But here's the weird part about all of this. Of course, Iris had asked Hannah about the reason she wanted to visit. Hannah told her that she believed to have been followed by the same man who also killed Jennifer. But if it wasn't murder, but an accident, then why would the same killer be after Hannah too?
Hey, I was just at the library trying to pick up the book. I rushed over like a maniac so that I would be able to make it. Don't you know, the woman in the front told me that the book has been taken out. Hello? They should really mark that in their search tool accordingly so that people like me will make the trip for nothing. I thought this is why they have the archive. And now, you know what makes it worse? She could not even tell me when it would be back, because whoever has it is 4 days overdue. Of course, I asked her if she could tell me who the person is that has it. But no, of course she can't. And now I'm rushing back to the shop with empty hands. I wasted my break and don't make any progress at all.
Gray told us that Alfie was playing in front of the motel as usual. He himself was in one of the rooms at the time doing God knows what. And next thing he sees is Thomas gripping Alfie up by the shoulders, yelling at him and shaking him. Gray immediately ran outside to them to protect Alfie. Apparently that's when he hit Thomas. Wait, what else did he say?
He wanted to know about the thing with the man without a face.
Oh, yes. Thomas said something about the man without a face, and then he took off. Richy is currently rummaging through everything to look for... We used to have these giveaways, chocolate wrenches printed with the shop logo. He wants to use them to calm Alfie down, because he started getting hysterical when Gray told us about the incident just now. I have to go help Richy real quick.
something happens to you when you leave this town.
A missing girl and a body in Duskwood's forest. What looked like it was a clean-cut case now appears to be more complicated. At today's press conference, the police broke their silence for the first time and announced details about the running investigation. The deceased was identified as Duskwood local Emmy Bell Lewis. The young woman's body was found a few days ago by a man who was going for a walk in the forest. Possible ties to the recent disappearance of the missing Hannah Donford were neither confirmed nor denied by police officials.
What is it? I don't know.
Pictures of us.
No way.
Of all of us.
What?
Richy.
Shit.
What are we gonna do now?
I don't know.
Jessy! Take it!
Go!
Run!
Open the gate! Oh my God! Open it! Open it!
Hannah. Something happened to Hannah. I saw it. I'm on your side. You have to trust me.
Hi, good idea to talk on the phone. Yeah, this way I don't have to write as much. So, she saw Hannah right before her disappearance. Hannah walked out of the pharmacy while Mrs. Sully was sitting in the Rainbow Cafe while people watching. She always does that because it's pretty much in town center. Yeah, but anyway. She said Hannah was white as a wall when she left the pharmacy, and she was holding something in her hand. Normally she wouldn't have thought anything of it, but she noticed because Hannah looked so freaked out. She already gave her statement to the police, telling them the same thing, but however, they didn't seem to care as much. Yep, that's it. What was that? There's someone at the door.
I warned you to stay out of this, but you didn't listen. You think this is all just a game, don't you?
Hi, we've just been to the pawn shop. Mr. Oakley was pretty nice, thankfully. But initially he was pretty hesitant, wasn't sure if he should give us any insight. Well, guess who handed in the bracelet? Phil.
What about Richy?
Hello, my name is Lily Donford. The missing girl Hannah Donford is my sister, and I know who's behind her disappearance. Some time ago, my sister sent us a cell phone number. At that point, she had already been gone missing. In the meantime, the person this number belongs to has attempted to infiltrate our circle of friends in order to obtain information about Hannah, her friends, and my family. This person has help of an unknown man. This man has illegally access to my sister's private data, spied on us, and even threatened us in multiple occasions. I'm really sure that these two people are the real perpetrators. Therefore, it seems also likely that they're behind the dead body that has recently been found in Duskwood. I'm in possession of both cell phone numbers as well as personal information, and I'm prepared to hand this over to anyone who's willing to help. Please. I want my sister back. Help me find Hannah and bring these two kidnappers to justice.
Hi. In case you didn't see it in the group chat, Cleo just asked us to come in so we can discuss something. I thought you wouldn't want to be excluded, so I just called you.
What's going on?
Hi.
Sit down. So, I was looking for a lighter, but instead, I found this.
Is this a real one? Yep.
So, whose is it?
not mine. Shh. You hear that? It's coming from the hallway.
Hannah's phone.
Unknown number. Pick it up. Hello?
I know where you are now. You were too confident, but you fell into my trap. I'm coming now, and then I am going to end this. My identity is irrelevant. Let's not waste time with useless questions. I witnessed the abduction. This is all you need to know at the moment. I'm in possession of passwords, emails, and have access to private accounts. I will provide you with information that will help you to make sense of the situation. You might not always like what you learn, but it'll help to find Hannah. Trust me.
I want you to stay out of this, but you didn't listen. You think this is all just a game, don't you?
You are making a big mistake with this vote. Hannah disappears, and the only thing that you have is the cell phone number she sent. The person behind this number is an important piece of the puzzle in the search. There is no way that I'm going to accept the fact that you are looking to remove this important puzzle piece. Be aware that all of your digital activities are monitored and recorded by me. Therefore, you should focus on finding out the identity of the real perpetrator, instead of wasting our time. In order to find Hannah, you will need us both. Don't forget that. When you see this, I'll already be gone. I'll have gone into hiding, or my pursuers will have managed to find me. Forgive me that I couldn't tell you in person, but this way I want to ensure that you find out who I really am. On the one hand, I owe you. On the other, I don't want you to concentrate on finding me when I suddenly disappear. I have never told anyone else what I'm about to tell you. I am Hannah's half-brother. Her and I have never met, and although that was the only reason I contacted her all the time ago, I never told her. Soon, I was forced to cut contact with her, but shortly before she disappeared, she turned to me asking for help. Hannah and Lilly are the only family I have left, and I hope you understand now why I was so invested in finding her. I ask you to keep my secret, because I don't want to be responsible for her family breaking apart. It's no longer in my power to find Hannah. Her fate is now entirely in your hands. I thank you for our conversations and your courage. We will see each other again when the time comes.
The disappearance of the butcher's boy, William Green. Due to a severe birth defect, which caused half of his face to be disfigured, most kids his age avoid young William. Therefore, he is excited by the offer the three boys, Jimmy Hopkins, Nathaniel Tanner, and Scotty Morris, make him, especially since they typically only make faces or hurl insults at him. During a walk, they came across a fawn, so they say, which is why they are inviting William to go visit the little deer together. So he follows his new playmates deeper and deeper into the forest, while they continue to gush over the fawn. They say that its ears are so big and funny, his coat so incredibly soft, his eyes so beautiful to look at. Yes, supposedly it even likes to be petted. However, when they arrive at the clearing they had described, there is no fawn anywhere to be found. The warm smile of his friends suddenly changes into the awful laughter of ridicule. Before William realizes the terrible situation he has gotten himself into, they tie him to a large tree and pull a jute bag over his head while repeatedly calling out the word "Scarecrow." They leave William, who is very scared, behind. He is so terrified that he does not make a sound, does not cry or call out as they abandon the poor boy to his fate. The same night, Jimmy Hopkins comes to his senses and confesses their cruel prank to his dear father. It does not take long until the whole town of Duskwood searches the dark forests for the child. But when they arrive at the location described by the foolish boy Jimmy Hopkins, William is not there anymore. All they can find is the rope, untouched at the foot of the tall tree, an ocean of raven feathers, black as coal, and the jute bag soaked with blood. Some may say that this was the night that the legend of the man without a face was born, when William's father picked up the bag that was dripping with his own child's blood. Because William was never found, and neither was a single clue of his whereabouts. But soon, the houses of the wrongdoers were marked with strange signs that resembled a raven. They appeared out of nowhere, as if they were made by an invisible hand. Then, in the night of the new moon, the families of the 3 boys vanished completely and were never seen again. And so the legend lives on, demanding payment for sins that have been committed. It slowly creeps through Duskwood streets, watching vigilantly through raven eyes in the cover of the dark night.
What would you like to talk about today, Hannah? Hannah, are you listening to me?
Yes, I'm sorry, Dr. Barrett.
No need to apologize, Hannah. We've got all the times in the world. I just had to make sure that you are with me.
I am being followed.
You had told me something similar last time.
But this time it is different. I just know it.
Does this have something to do with your past? Is this person that is watching you, this stranger, in any way connected to what happened that day in the forest?
I know that you don't believe me.
I never said that.
He was standing right there in the forest, watching us. I wasn't sure then, but I am today.
I think it would be a good idea if you tell me what happened back then in the forest.
I have already told you 100 times.
But maybe you're going to tell the story differently today. Hannah, you guys were children.
Jennifer was the same age as I am today. Did you know that?
I think...
Ja.